going on, everybody? Anybody know what song that is? What's going on, everybody? Rocking out the looper pedal, D'Angelico today. I've been looping. Every time I put the looper on, I'm just super stoked, and I just like play a lot of guitar. So I don't know why I don't always have a looper pedal on all the time, but yeah, so that's what I'm doing. If anybody has any questions, I'm just gonna be jamming out for a little bit. What's going on, everybody? So good to see everybody in the chat. Oh man, so happy to provide the content. It takes one to jam. Aaron knows what's up, but it takes two to ride. Oh, great song, great jam song, absolutely. Dan, what's up, buddy? Oh, my man. Let's all just take a moment to appreciate Dan Garlock in the chat, because he's been an OG for a long time. Dan, I just sent you something a couple days ago, so I'll hit you with the tracking number because it's in the mail. So yeah. Armando just passing by, say thanks. Thank you, everybody. So, real quick, let's just talk a little bit about Takes Two to Ride. It's D minor, then C to F, D minor, C, lower F, B flat. And that's why you got to learn the high F chord, the 8th fret on the A string, because same chord, totally different vibe. That's why it rides, right? Good times. Cam, what's going on, buddy? Cam, just a classy moderator for sure. Jason, you finally caught the live stream, right? So I'm using the Pedalboard Infinity 3 looper pedal, which I did a video on maybe like a week or two ago. I want to just talk about this real quick. Again, this isn't sponsored or anything, but what I love about this is, you know, if you have a 2-part song, you can do 1 part. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then go to the C to the F. And then I go right into part 2. Back to part 1. So I've got the first part going around. And then I can just go right into part 2. And then back into part 1. I think that's what you need in a looper pedal. If you're out looking for a looper pedal, it doesn't have to be this one. Again, this is the one that Sweetwater sent me, and it sounds really good. But being able to go back and forth between parts on a looper pedal, I think is super, super important. So that's my little spiel. If you want to check it out, I've got a Pedalboard looper pedal video that is one of the more recent ones. So yeah. Takes Two to Ride. Is one the horse? That's a great question. Maybe, or maybe it's a metaphor. I don't know. It could be one of those things that works both ways. Because yes, it was thought of as either a horse or a person. Dan's been listening to Ryders in the car a lot lately. Yeah, Dan. Also, if you want to learn any of the Ryders songs, let me know and maybe I'll make a lesson on them or something. What genre does my sound fall into? I guess it would be alternative. The funny thing is, it's like I don't know, Emeryld Ryders was supposed to be like Celtic, whatever that means. That's why I've got the green thing going on right now. I don't really know how Celtic it actually is. So I guess it's alternative. Plus, like, especially the stuff with like Drea, I think is like super alternative, lo-fi-ish, I suppose. I don't know. Your amp doesn't... Dan, how does your amp not work with the looper pedal? You gotta explain that to me, my man. GR55. Oh, those are really cool. I think Andres has one of those. But also, it's like, why haven't we gotten any better versions of the GR? I feel like the Roland GR55 has not changed in like a decade. How come there aren't better MIDI guitars? That's what I want to know. That's my question to the people. What was my first electric guitar ever? It was a Squier Starcaster, I think. Again, one of the less expensive Strat knockoffs or whatever. But it was Squier, so it was, you know, I guess it's like a Chinese Stratocaster. That was my first one, and then my first nice guitar that I saved up for was one of the Gibson SG, like the real entry level ones. They used to, gosh, around like 2004. They had like Gibsons that were super affordable. I think they're like $600 or $700, where they were still made in America Gibsons, but they were just like no bells and whistles. And I got one of those SGs, and that was like the first nice guitar that I had. And shortly thereafter, I got a Mexican Fender Strat, and I loved that thing. That was like the maple. That was white on maple. Ah, that was so good. Give what away? What should I give away? I don't have it anymore. A looper is nearly essential. The Nux loop chords are great buy, inexpensive. Maybe I'll check one of those out for sure. Adult contemporary, sure, yeah. Adult contemporary is my jam. Can I shred? No, not really. Not really a shredder. Teach us the trick on bar chords. Oh, the trick on bar chords is to never play them. Is that Sam in the house? What up, Sam? Gibson SG faded. No, it was the cherry finish, because again, if you have a SG and it's not red, do you really have an SG? I think that's the story as it goes. What port? KC? What's going on, everybody? Alright, so Dan has a Blackstar Silverline. Mentioned that, and the downside of the amp is that pedals like loopers don't work as well. Now, Dan, if it's an amp and you plug a looper pedal into it, it should work. Like, there shouldn't be latency in it. Dan, my man, we'll get you sorted out with this. Don't listen to these haters. If it's an amp and you plug a guitar in and it makes it sound the same time that you do, then a looper pedal should work with it. Again, you know, sometimes people talk about like effects loops and stuff like that. No, just put the looper pedal into the front of the amp. And yes, how to make funk chords from the major scale. Is that possible? Yeah, of course it's possible. So I guess if we look at, I don't know. Like, let's look at C major, right? The C major scale starts right here. All right, so there's your position, your major scale position. 8, 10, 7, 8, 10, 7, 9, 10, 7, 9, 10, 8, 10, 7, 8, 10. The funk chord is going to be in there, so you just got like... I guess this is on... What is it? Ooh, that's nasty. So you just take the triad on top. So if you wanted to play a C major funk chord, 8 on the high string, 8 on the B string, 9 on the G string. And again, the way that we built that, you can see that as part of a C bar chord. Like, a lot of times you'll see funk players and they'll be like they'll have a bar chord shape, but they're really just kind of playing that triad on top. So again, if you look at that, there's your entire chord. And the cool thing is you can just like rock with the other chords in that key. I guess, you know, that's like a C to a D minor to an E, right? Just the 10th fret, top 3 strings, and the 12th fret, top 3 strings. So C. And those, I guess those would be what I would consider funk sounding chords. It's all about these triads up top, right? So the more you see the major scale as the formula for starting chords, then the more funkier you can get all the way up the neck. I hope that made sense. My long-term goals for my music career. Killing it on YouTube. Oh, thank you, Gary. Well, not sure how killing it is. I guess I would like the original music to bring something in, right? Like YouTube's great. I'm super grateful for the platform and that people are watching. What up, all new 40? I think I'd like to kind of just, I don't know, have more of an output of original music out there, I suppose. Playing bigger shows, whatever. I'd like to go more places, I think. I've been back and forth between the West Coast a lot the last couple months. I'm going back next week to LA. So we'll see what happens. But just being in the mix, just doing different things, that's always fun. Kind of breaks up the monotony of just always just making videos and stuff. Did I go to music school or am I self-taught? Self-taught, Kevin, 100% self-taught. So yeah, just from messing around and not getting better for a long time, and then finding out what it was that eventually did make me become better, and then trying to share those tips on YouTube. I think it's kind of how I did it. And piggyback off that question earlier about the funk chords, making chords for the major scale. That was the number one thing. It's like, you know, even the question like, how do I make chords from the major scale for this? You could say any genre, any style. And once you know that there's only 7 notes in the major scale in any key, any one of those notes can become a chord. The 1 chord, the 2 chord, the 3 chord, the 4 chord, the 5 chord, the 6 chord, the 7 chord, and 1 again. That opens up everything, because then you can use the same thing for arpeggios. You can do the same thing for like jazz. And everything just kind of comes from there. So it's a super general answer. I don't know if that's helpful to anybody, but maybe it's just, maybe this is what some people need to hear to kind of go further into the major scale. If anybody has any other questions. Bree, is that Bree Graber representing Clever Cup? Yeah, Bree. What up, girl? So good. Gosh, Bree, I haven't seen you in ages. What's up? I am representing the Clever Cup, the local coffee shop. Hashtag not sponsored, but should be. See if we can make that happen, people. I just want more sponsorships that have nothing to do with music. I would like my hair sponsorship back. My Hans de Foucault endorsement. All right, that's why I'm on a hair strike. I'm not using their product on live streams anymore until they get a hold of me. I feel like crying. My doubts related to guitar usually don't get answered so easily. I am used to struggling on YouTube videos to find answer. All right, Ariane, what do you have a more specific question, or did I miss it? Because I would love to help. So how do you solo over them? Solo over what? Solo over chords? Okay, sorry, I'm trying to keep up with the chat. Good morning from Cali. What up, Elena? What part of California? Because I'll be in LA next week. We should have a meet and greet. Oh, is that my man Jeffrey? What's up? Thanking me for the forward hat. Some people have a problem when I wear the backwards hat. What Jeffrey, tell me, what's the problem with the backwards hat? I kind of like it because I get a little hair pop out the front. I don't know, what's the issue? Why are we hating on the backwards hat look? But yeah, I'm going forward right now, so we'll keep that going. Also in Boston? Okay. I gotta go to Boston. My girl Meg just graduated there. Meg, if you're watching, miss you. Love you. Good morning from Mexico. My buddy Andreas is in Mexico today, actually. He just went back. Dan, thank you. Thank you for the compliment. Dan Garlock, MVP. MVP of the chat today. My guy. Backwards hat is for when you're going fast. More aerodynamic. Very true. When I'm rocking the Jeep, I gotta go hat backwards, otherwise my hat will fall off. Because I'm also a hat you see the angle is important, so the wind would take it. I'm not a hat down kind of guy. I'm not like the dad hat guy. You gotta kind of prop it up a little bit. That's fine. It's for the young people. There's the age limit. Jeffrey, what's the age limit on backwards hats? Jeffrey, I think we disagree on this one. How is the Patreon content structured? Well, so generally there's two, kind of three sections, right? One section is just like ordered learning, where it's like your first guitar lesson through right now it's like 50 some. So it's like an ordered group of 50-ish lessons that build upon each other. And then the other section are just a bunch of songs, like pretty much most of our set list, and I try to add to that every week, every other week if I can get to it. And the thing I like about the songs is like, while the songs aren't really structured in like a sequential way, there's something about teaching songs that kind of solidifies a lot of like the techniques and theory and stuff that we use. And then also every now and then I'll have like bonus lessons, so that would be like the third thing. So like I did a licks video with my buddy Curtis last week, and we did two of them, and one of them was on the Patreon, and one of them was just regular YouTube. And then some of the guided background tracks, those are up there too. So there's kind of three different things. Not cool, dude. Alan, what do you mean not cool? What's not cool? Oh, too much about the hat? Sorry. I guess I could jam more. Would you be in the mood to play Parador, my most underrated song? I can play Parador, for sure. So yes, Patreon, it is good for beginners. Check it out. It should be in the description. You want me to sing Parador? Am I an alien? I sound like it. How does an alien sound? Let me know if the volume levels are okay with the guitar and vocals. I'm a man of simple trade, moving things others made of modest ship and say, blown by the western gale. Then one day in port of call, my better judgment took to fall to the ocean's flow with the cannonball that fueled this revolution under Spanish sky. Through 16 sailors she caught my eye and tempted me to come swing by and make an introduction. I swear I'd seen that face before. Was it in my dreams or the troubadour singing of a beauty born to heal a war-torn nation? When she put a hand in mine and asked me for a little time to help occupy her mind from affairs not to be mentioned. We shared a kiss, yeah, maybe two, and spent the night as lovers do in a Parador beneath the moon. She told me of a secret. She'd given me a false name, and royal blood flowed through her veins. Here she was, a runaway, and I her entertainment. I don't mind though, it's okay. We've all got a role to play. The next morning, a rude awakening. The palace gods forced Dido to break in, searching for a highborn maiden laying by my side. When it turned to gentle shade, could not produce this girl to wake. She must have passed before daybreak, but at least she went out smiling. I said, wait, let me explain. But they came down on me like a heavy rain. Regained my wits before a king, screaming fire and brimstone. Carried down to a dungeon's room, and through the bars the same bright moon reflecting off the sea. The cellmates with the memory, my prize for this misunderstanding. 7 days to the hangman's landing. I knew I'd seen that face before, both in my dreams and the troubadour singing of this civil war and the characters within me. When I put a hand in mine and thrust myself to the front lines, now I'm paying for my crime of loving her completely. The 7 days quick turned to one, and on the eve my life was done, I heard someone from the other side urging me to step back. With a little work, the war was gone, and a band of men, 12 strong, collectively burst into song, singing Viva la Republica under Spanish sky. A fugitive fled into the night, whose company was none too bright, yet better than the gallows. So I joined a gang, no, rebellion's a better name. And we took our claim to a flying piece of fabric. But in my heart there's still a room in a peridot beneath the moon that I go back to all the time. Yeah, I go back to all the time. Yes, I go back to all the time. It's my song called Parador. It's a long one. Thank you for sticking with it, if anybody's still here, for sure. Yeah, that's a lot of lyrics in that one. For sure. What did people say? How did you ear train to know which chords to play when you hear them? Trial and error. Levels are good? Audio's well balanced? Alright, cool. Thank you. If you can't handle me at my backwards hat, you don't deserve me at my forwards hat. Thank you. You know what, Elena? Thank you. Or Alana, I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name. It goes both ways. But yes. Play some blues. That was the blues. What's bluesier than Parador? You know what I mean? Sean and the Dawn in Alaska? Yeah, we're talking West Coast time. Sure, it's almost noon on the East Coast. It's dawn somewhere. I think Sean and the Dawn just sounds good. So it should always be there. Thanks, Kush. Thanks for coming back, Kush. Sean, did you look at Drive? My favorite Mayer song to play? Drive by Incubus? Is that what you mean? How does that go? Is that how it goes? Isn't it something like that? I don't know. So I haven't looked at it. I'm sorry. Let me see here. I'm trying to answer these questions in the order that I received them. My favorite Mayer song to play? I mean, Slow Dancing is pretty great, but you know, everybody kind of plays that. What do we play? What's on our set list? I don't trust myself with loving you. That's what it's called, right? Yeah, that's a good one. How does that go? That is we haven't played that one in a while, so I'm trying to remember how that goes, but that's my favorite. Not a lot of Mayer on the set list. What can you say? What is the album you recommended on the Journey interview? Huh. Okay. What did I say? That interview was so long ago, and I just reposted it without watching it again. I'm gonna assume that Suzanne Sunfor, The Silicone Veil. I'm pretty sure that's what I said. Because it's like, what's like your favorite album or what's the most slept on album? Suzanne Sunfor, for sure. Oh my gosh, she's so good. The Silicon Veil is one of my favorite albums. Might be my favorite album of all time, actually. And is just severely underrated. Because who here has even heard Suzanne Sunfor again? Hit me up in the chat if you have, because it's so good. That was it, Sam? Thank you, Sam. I'm sure that's what I would have said. Crooners and Coffee. That's the new live stream name? Sure. Yeah, Cam, definitely check that out. Polini? Yeah, for sure. How do you know, the thing about Polini is like, who's not a Polini fan? His guitar playing is so melodic. It's like all at once impressive, but like really kind of, I don't know, just peacefully good, I guess. I'm not gonna, I can't say that I'm like a huge Polini fan, that I listen to him a lot, but everything I've heard from Polini is like, it's always a welcome listen. I usually don't seek it out, but it'll come up on my Spotify playlist and stuff. And Polini's really, if you haven't checked him out, just awesome awesome guitar instrumentals that are like really, really cool. Looking fresh, eh? Yeah. Trying to keep it fresh. You know, it's easy to get stale out there, but trying. Oh, Interpol? Yes. My thoughts on Interpol are they peaked after Antics. Yeah, to me it's like Turn on the Bright Lights and Antics are so good. And then after that, I don't know. It's funny. Interpol is a great example of, you know how bands get hated on because they change up their sound and like, I don't know, maybe they betray their earlier fans, which I always kind of think is stupid. It's like if you're really a fan of a band, you kind of want them to explore different things. But Interpol is one of those bands that, like, what is his name? Paul Banks? I think you know, they've had some lineup shuffles. But those first two albums, I love those first two albums. And then I just haven't really loved anything after that. And I don't know if that's because it just all kind of sounded the same to me. And maybe I'm just being dumb because I in full disclosure, I haven't listened to them in years. But again, I'm a huge Interpol fan, but all the ones that I like, I prefer this is a long-winded way of me saying I prefer their earlier stuff. Which is like such a basic, stupid thing to say. But how's Cam going? All right, see you, buddy. Yeah, yeah. So those are my Interpol thoughts. But awesome band. I've seen them live. They're really, really good, and they're fantastic. You know, I don't know any app that lets you isolate the guitar parts of a song to play along with. Hi, Sean. Your last album was great. Are you working on something new? Any plans? Well, always trying to write new stuff with Drea. We got a new song coming out. I mean, it's not really new, but it's one of the Ryder songs in Sickness and in Health that we're doing kind of in that style, less Celtic, more indie, because it's like I just love that song. We all raise a glass and a toast to a friend stricken by illness and nearing the end. A finite horizon, the sun starts to blend into night, into night. The safety in numbers no longer applies. The enemy does the damage from inside of the host. Doesn't matter how fast one can ride into night, into night. Like I love that chord progression. And Drea sounds great singing it. So we're gonna get that done, and then after that, I don't know. I think I'd like to maybe make more of like a acoustic chill solo album, something I've always wanted to do. But I don't know. Is anybody interested? I guess is the point. Because it's like, you know, I'll do stuff, but it's weird. It's weird having a sizable YouTube audience, but having like nobody on Spotify. So like I'll release music, and then it doesn't really get listened to at all. So I will admit that is a little, like, what's the point? You know? So that's why I haven't really put like a full-on effort into it. Like it'll eventually just happen. But yeah, I don't know. So it's kind of it's a long, slow process with that. Is his own band. Yeah, pretty much. That definitely the one-man band. Sean, how do you write lyrics? I struggle to write lyrics that don't make me want to barf later. Oh, that's so hard, right? That's very, very tough. How do you write lyrics, huh? You know, I think, I don't know. I would say get the melody down first, which is why a looper pedal is awesome, right? You know, I can't stress enough where, like, all right, if you have, I don't know, let's just come up with something in C, right? Like, all right, so that's just C, A minor to F, right? And like, let me pause it real quick. So it's like, if that's gonna be the chord progression, and it's like, all right, we're gonna write lyrics to it. I'm not gonna write lyrics on the spot, 'cause I'll probably embarrass myself. But how I would do it is like, all right, well, let's come up with a melody. So I'll just kind of like think about that chord progression. And don't do the guitar thing where it's like, sounds great, but those are solos. You're not really writing a song. You're just kind of, what is it? If you slow it down a little bit. Like a line. So you can kind of tell when you slow it down, those sound more like lyrics. So I'm trying to think more like a lyricist than I am a guitar player in that moment. So if you have a melody, it's like, let's say that's my melody. Then it's like, all right, well, what am I trying to do here? Am I just trying to write a song? Like, that's just dumb if you're just like, it's so hard to just write a song. So you got to think of what it's about. Try to find a creative way to like spin it. And then try to like fit words into the melody. And again, the beautiful thing about melodies are they're so malleable. You can make certain words fit if you needed to. But I think once you kind of have like the sentiment of what it's about, then it'll kind of like come easier. The other advice that I would have that I take myself is like, if it's not working with that, scrap it and start something new. Do that. I do that a lot. Scrap stuff a lot, and then I just start it, you know? Why does PewDiePie look like me, right? That's what I'm saying. Explain pentatonic. Okay, all right. Yeah, all right, I will. But first of all, yeah, don't rhyme talk with walk. Don't ever say you're taking a walk in a song. I feel like that's the worst way to start a song. So pentatonic scale. What was I just playing, right? So we got this loop. A minor, F. Okay, so that's C, A minor, F. Okay, pretty easy there. The pentatonic scale that would go with that, C major or A minor pentatonic, is only 5 notes. Right? Those are just kind of like the highlights. Now, those aren't the only notes that I can play there, but I can play along with that just using those notes. Just using those 5 notes. Again, the beautiful thing about the pentatonic scale is since it's just 2 notes per string, you can kind of like rip through them and do them in different positions. But also, I made a video about why the pentatonic scale is bad for you, is because I think for guitar players specifically, you just aren't really learning the full picture. Whereas like I think the coolest sound is when you use the whole scale or even beyond it. Like that note right there, that's a B note, right? We're missing out on a B or missing out on an F, which again isn't part of that pentatonic scale, but if I land on those, they add so much kind of color, and that's a very simplified way to say it. So, that's why you want to learn the whole scale. But the pentatonic scale definitely has a time and a place for all of them. A great example of why you might want to just really focus on the pentatonic scale is like, let's take something with just minor chords. Let's do E minor to D minor to A minor. So like, so we've got 3 minor chords, right? Now technically these could all be in the same key, but I can play each spot's minor pentatonic over them. So I started on E, right? So I was kind of just trying to match. For over the E minor, I'll play the E minor pentatonic. Over the D minor, I'll play the D minor pentatonic. Over the A minor. And the funny thing is when you do that, you actually end up playing the full scale that those chords exist in, right? Which is, you know, just the key of C anyway. So yeah, pentatonic stuff has its time and its place, but I think you get a better picture of the entire understanding, or a better understanding, when you kind of use them all together. Another good example of where the pentatonic will help you in a more musically educated sense is like, let's take In Sickness and in Health, right? So it's kind of an interesting chord progression. Right, so it's C minor 11, B flat, A half diminished, A flat major 7, back to C minor again, right? And it's like, well, what are you gonna solo over that? Like, you have to stay with those chords all the time? It's like, no, you just, where do I start? C minor pentatonic. Kind of see that's like, it's like, oh man, if you're just coming across a piece of music like that, like, oh, that seems complicated. There's like a lot of changes. It goes out of the key. Well, just find where that minor chord is, hit them with the pentatonic, and it'll sound, you know, it'll sound good-ish, I suppose, maybe. I don't know. Does that make sense? Exactly. You can't play a wrong note in the pentatonic if you're in the right key. It's probably just a way better, more simplified version of what I was trying to say the entire time. You should make a salty comments compilation video. Yeah, you know, I have a bunch of salty comments on Andrea's channel that I think I might turn into a special salty comments video this week, because they're a different type of salty that I think people would find interesting. So stay tuned for that, because there's nothing that I love more than having people read mean comments about myself. It's the funniest thing to me. So yeah. Tamed hair. It's slightly, yeah, I know, right? It's not exploding right now. Isn't that wild? The salty stuff is funny. It's so good. Did you ever try playing with the slide? I remember you talking about it a while. Yeah, that was going to be my resolution. No, never. I suck. I never got into the slide thing. Oh, Andreas is here from Mexico. Buddy, you made it. You escaped Hurricane Fred. Me and Andreas just had coffee the other day, and now he's in Mexico. Hey, how you liking the timeline? Have you had a chance to check it out? Andreas we're making a video because he asked if I had a pedal that he could kind of like dive into while he was on vacation for a week. And I gave him a Strymon timeline to borrow because that pedal's awesome. In fact, I actually have the Big Sky, the Strymon Big Sky hooked up right now, which is a whole pedal in and of itself. That lush reverb. Ah, I love it. Yeah, so hopefully you're having a good time, Andres. Check them out in the Discord, right? Yeah, there's a lot of settings. It's a lot, but that's why I gave it to you. When is Marty showing up? Marty Schwartz? Hopefully I can connect with him out in California, because he's back and forth between California and Nashville right now. So I'm gonna have to go track that man down for sure. But yeah. You want a big sky for your synths? Yeah, right? Dude, the Strymon makes like the coolest pedals for sure. So yes. Sorry, I just got a text. Let's see the pedal board. If I were to bring the pedal board up, everything would be unplugged right now. So I've got a Empress compressor, which I love. Real quick, let me. How about this? Here's my clean tone, guys. Right? Oh, dry, dull. No. Actually, it still sounds good dry, but this is the Angelico Deluxe SS into a Supro Blackmagic reverb, which again, not super loud. As soon as I hit that compressor, oh, what? As you know, compressors do so much more than just add volume. Like, sure, it's louder so it sounds better, but again, I think just having that sound of compression is so, it just evens everything out. That sustain is like so good. I love it. Then I've got the Strymon Big Sky. Kind of wash it out. And this is so. And then into the Pigtronics Infinity Looper, which I absolutely love. So yeah, that's all I got. That's all you need. Aaron, what's going on, buddy? Good to see you. It is crispy, isn't it? It's a crispy sound. Yeah, compressor makes it sound better. Yeah, like honestly, I think that might be the most underrated pedal out there, having a good compressor or even a clean boost. I have that Walrus Emissary on the bigger pedal board. For single coil stuff is awesome. Clean boost really kind of makes it sound better. But having this compressor makes it sound really cool. Like especially if you were to do I don't know, if I was to play something like right? So I have the backing track. It just brings it together in such a cool way where the chords don't overpower like a melody lead line. So yeah, I love the sound of that for sure. Hello from Romania. Oh, thank you so much. Thanks for checking it out, man. Appreciate you. Right on, Aaron. Yeah, you know. What guitar am I playing? The Angelico Deluxe SS, the official Emeryld Ryders guitar, semi-hollow. These are great guitars. What I love about this is it has a 6-way switch, right? I don't know if you can see this, but instead of just neck, middle, bridge, it's humbucker, neck, middle, bridge, and then single coil. Actually, I guess I was on the single coil. So the humbucker neck, right? You can tell that's the humbucker. So you kind of have two banks. Get that humbucker sound, but then you can also get the single coil sound too. So I'm a big fan of the Deluxe SS. They're kind of pricey though. The nice thing about the Angelicos, they have that mini DC, the Juliana guitar, as it were, and those are really, really good deals. I think they're like $6.99 or $7.99, and it feels a lot like just the humbucker side of this, and love that. I think Sam can attest to that. I know that she's got one of those, so that's a really good one too. Mm-hmm. Yes, the Angelico Deluxe SS. Yeah, Dan, any pedal questions, man, just hit me up. Hit me up on Instagram. I try to check my DMs every now and then, you know. Yeah, the switching, yeah, I prefer the 6-way switch. The knock that you'll hear about a 6-way switch is like sometimes people who maybe are like very active with like their volume knob or something, or their tone, might accidentally hit it. It feels like a little, you know, easier to accidentally hit. I never ever have that issue because I'm usually kind of anchored at the bridge, and I kind of like would come down like, I don't know if you can see it. I would kind of come down like that. I've heard people say that like they knock a 6-way switch out. So the solution to that would be a 3-way switch and then have like a push-pull pot where maybe like you hit one of the knobs and then that engages like a different mode or something like that. I just prefer the 6-way switch. But that's just me. See, Sam's got a mini DC. She loves it because that's a really cool guitar. So, and thank you. It does go well with the hat, doesn't it? I try to color coordinate for the YouTube thumbnail game. I do what I can. Do you drive a Jeep? And if so, is your Jeep Wave a rock sign, or do you just throw up the horns? Yes, so I have a Wrangler Sport. I feel weird about wearing the Jeep shirt while I'm driving the Jeep, so I'm probably going to change it later. It's like wearing like the t-shirt to the band of the concert you're going to. You just can't do that. The Jeep Wave is just hand on the wheel, 2 fingers up. That's my Jeep Wave. Sometimes if I'm, depending on like if I have something in my hand, maybe I'll give like a full-on wave, but most of the time it's the 2 fingers. It's the peace sign. I don't know. Do you have a Jeep? What's your Jeep Wave? For people who don't know, again, it's so funny how non-Jeep people are so annoyed. It's like being a Jeep Wrangler driver that's also vegan. It's like a race to tell people what I am first. To identify as a vegan or a Wrangler driver first to annoy people. But for people who don't know, Jeep Wrangler drivers wave to each other every time we see each other out on the road. Now my issue is if we wave to the Gladiators or not, because the Jeep Gladiator is their truck, their pickup truck, and I don't know if I'm supposed to wave to them, but when you're coming at each other, a Gladiator looks exactly like a Wrangler. So by the time I've waved, I find out that it's the truck, and then I don't know if I should rescind the wave or not. That's my main issue that I'm dealing with these days, causing me a lot of anxiety. Just so you know. All right, any more fun Jeep questions? I gotta text Andrea real quick because we got a meeting. You can't wear a band t-shirt to a concert? Well, you can't. You can wear a band. Like, all right, so if I'm going to a Muse concert, I feel weird wearing my Muse t-shirt, right? That's the rule, isn't it? I always thought that was the rule. But again, I'm just a hipster poser. So, you know, what am I going to do? When is the wedding? What wedding? I don't know what you're talking about. Well, if those are the most first world problems, yes, Phil, they are first world problems. I 100% acknowledge that. Accidental discovery. Sean is alive. You definitely have some interesting banter. Stories are always good, and they can be turned into songs. Yeah, try to keep my banter game strong. Again, pays the bills. The Jeep life sounds like a fun but complicated one. It's not that complicated, Dan. Jeep life is where it's at, man. I need to get a Wrangler sponsorship is what I need. You'd love to hear the Andrea cover from Girl from Ipanema. Oh, it's so good, right? You need to wear a Radiohead t-shirt at a Muse concert. Duh. Yeah, I mean, I wonder if I've ever done that. Ugh. Man, Man, it'll be good to go to a concert again, right? That'll be interesting. Apparently those are coming out, allegedly. What is up, Sean? First time checking out a live stream. Older beginner here. Enjoy your channel, especially the 10, 12 minute long teaching vids. Cool, thank you. I definitely, so yesterday I posted a video about just playing kind of like what I would say is an intermediate progression, like B minor 11, G major 7, D. And then kind of jumping into like a riff after that. A lot of people said that they resonated with that lesson. So I can do like one of those a week if you guys are interested. The thing for me is like I never know what to call these lessons because that's like how dirty the YouTube game is. It's like unless you have like a good title and thumbnail, they're just not gonna show your video to your audience. So I'm always like, what do I call these things? You know? So that's the stress of it. But I definitely like I like making videos like that, and I feel like there's a lot of merit in kind of teaching just like generic chord progression into like a riff that people can kind of like see. So I don't know if you have any ideas on how to mess with the thumbnail game or whatever, that'd be cool. A Mazda MX-5 are the same with the Wave. Worse is when the Wave is not returned uncomfortable. Really, the Mazda people, the Miatas wave to each other? I didn't know that, Jeffrey. I have since just recently learned that the market for the older Mazda Miatas is like through the roof. I guess like a lot of people are like fixing these up. I know this because my little bro Colin, who I did Ladies from the 80s with, we were hanging out and he's gotten really into cars. And he was just helping to fix up like a 92 Miata. I did not realize that you guys were all waving to each other. But that's cool, you know? We should interact with each other more in any common threads we all have, right? Hi, Sean. Where do you perform in Sarasota? Oh, that always depends. So if we busk, we usually busk on St. Armand's, and that's always just dependent on the weather. Like we were supposed to go this week, but it's been raining literally every day. Aside from that, we're supposed to have a show at Cafe Amici downtown, so I think that's going to be postponed until after I get back from California, so in 2 weeks. Best way to find out is if you're coming to Sarasota, just to hit me up on Instagram, and I can tell you what's on the books, because it's like, I kind of am more into playing different spots now. We did the thing where we played like once or twice a week at the same place every week, and it gets boring. It gets kind of played out, and it becomes more like a grind. So we're trying to kind of switch up the venues a little bit now. The bakery, the bakery was the best gig I had, but I got fired. Future song lessons on Patreon. Yeah, what do you want to hear? I think win a date with one of your singers. Yeah, that's a might do that. All right, I'll continue the 10 to 12 minute lessons. What riff do you play after tuning? I think I always kind of go into Reminder is the song. Because I kind of feel like I know exactly what that sounds like, you know? So there's something about that C suspended chord that I can tell if things are, I can tell really when it's out of tune. So that's my thing. How far in advance do you typically know the date of your gigs? Man, that's a great question. Sometimes it'll be months in advance. Sometimes it'll be literally the day of. Like I thought I was playing tomorrow, but I guess that just got pushed back. Like I just found that out today, so I guess not. It's different every time, so I don't know. But I don't know, maybe we could like set something up in the future where I just know where I'm gonna be. Because that would be cool. Slow dancing in a burning room. Great riff, for sure. One of the iconic riffs of the century. How G became the king of chords. This is the people's key, right? How do you hold the pick for strumming? So the way that I hold the pick is like this, right? So I choke it off semi severely. This is the Ernie Ball Everlast one. I go back and forth between this and like the Gator Grip 88s that I kind of like. So I would say it looks like this, and you know. So I feel like that much slack is kind of like where I'm at, where I feel like it's loose enough where I can kind of get all 6 strings if I really need to, but I can also kind of can get those single notes too. So again, I would say that's more than average choked, but also it's less than a millimeter thick, so there's give to it. So you can kind of go back and forth and do both. The thing about playing with a thinner pick, and again, you know, like an 88 isn't really like, I would say a .88 is like a medium pick in my world. But the thinner picks, some people would say like anything under 1 millimeter is thinner, on the thinnish side, I guess. Especially like shred players. They like that kind of, that thicker style. The nice thing about the thinner ones is if you choke them off more, you get the feel of what like a thicker pick would feel like. So I would prefer a medium thin pick to kind of chord out with, and then if I do want to do that kind of thing, I can just kind of choke into it and then just hit it with the tip, as it were, right? Oh, you're coming as a family of 3 to Sarasota, general vacation. St. Armands, man. St. Armands is a cool vacation spot. They have a circle with a bunch of shops you got to go do. You know, it's beach town, so beach is where it's at. Definitely hit up the beach. Main Street downtown is where I think the better restaurants are, personally. Again, they're more of a local vibe, I think, on Main Street as compared to the beach vibe. Siesta Key Village is something you should check out, but I kind of hate the Village because I can never park there. So people say to check out the Village. But again, I've since become more of a St. Armands guy from the busking life, whereas I used to be a Siesta Key guy. But Siesta Key, I just can't park anywhere there. So St. Armands, that's what's up. If you're a tree, what kind of tree would you put on a banana split? That's a good question. If I was a tree, I feel like I'd probably be an oak tree, right? Do I have oak tree energy? I feel like I give off a strong oak vibe, I guess. My dog really wants to go for a walk, so I gotta leave. See you, Dan. Great to see you as always. Thanks for stopping by. Man, my favorite Grateful Dead tune. That's a good question. Fire on the Mountain, maybe? I don't know. What is how basic is that? I don't know. I feel like I don't know enough Grateful Dead. It's funny, like every time I hear the Dead, I almost like them as kind of like I like to passively listen to the Grateful Dead as compared to actively listening to the Grateful Dead. So I wouldn't say that I'm like a super fan, but it's always just like pleasant to have on. Like the Sirius XM channel is probably like my favorite way to consume the Dead, as it were. Oh, is that Katie Lau? Play your favorite original. What is my favorite original? I don't even know what's my favorite original to play. I played Parador earlier. That's a fun one. Have you tried any Gene Clark songs? No, I have not. I've never heard of Gene Clark. Off to sleep at midnight. All right, Jason. Well, thanks for hanging out. What is my favorite original to play? I don't even. Probably Emeryld Stone, right? I love playing Emeryld Stone. Aaron, bad texter. I feel like Aaron put something together right there, didn't you, buddy? Katie, what do you think? I find myself again throwing down a bid I shouldn't win, and wait for a reply, wondering where you are this whole time. How do you play that song? So today I learned to walk away, seeing red, flags to wave me down and back to bed, if only for the night. That's an interesting one to play. I have not played that song in a long, long time, but it's a fun fingerstyle one. If you guys are interested, just type in Sean Daniel, Bad Texter, because that version of myself remembers how to play that song a lot better than the current version of myself. Yeah, Bad Texter. How did you choose to play a semi or hollow body guitar over a solid body guitar? Because it matched the hat that I was wearing. That's why we went with the semi-hollow today. Also, this has been up hanging on the wall for a while, and I haven't played it, so I just wanted to show this guitar some love. Yeah, I love these chords, right? This is a super fun one to play, actually. So it's like, all right, Katie, I'll see you later. Have fun at work. This is a D, 2 on the G string, 3 on the B string. Travis picked, muted. And then we've got 3 on the G string and 5 on the B string. And I think that's what that's the cool thing about that song, is the switch from B. And then the classic B minor, open G string, open the A string, G, major 7. Like that. That move has been used time and time again by sensitive singer songwriters. Hey Sean, thanks for all your content. Do you happen to remember what songs you played in your first gig ever? My first gig ever. Whew. Man, that was a long time ago. What would I have played? I probably would have played some Elliott Smith songs. I probably would have played some Death Cab for Cutie songs. I probably would have played some Decemberist songs. And then I probably would have played a couple originals. I'm trying to think of which ones they might be. But definitely Elliott Smith, Decemberists, and Death Cab would have been on that set list for sure. Yeah. Thank you, the dude. Good night from Japan, man. Have a good one. Speaking of Japan, I just watched my first Studio Ghibli film the other night. Spirited Away. I finally saw it. People have been telling me to watch that forever, so I finally watched Spirited Away, and now I got to figure out which one to watch next. Again, I don't watch movies ever, so don't. I don't do anything cool. I just make YouTube videos and gig. That's literally it. And play basketball and work out. That's all I do. Exercise, YouTube, and gig. Sometimes I sleep. But so people are like, "You haven't seen this movie?" And I'm like, I don't watch movies. But I saw Spirited Away, and yeah, people say that they're all good, right? So which one should I watch next? Totoro? My man Justin Mitchell said that I should watch that. My Neighbor Totoro? Yes, Sam. All right, Sam. It's been decided. Got you. My Neighbor Totoro. And of course, Spirited Away, beautiful. Beautiful movie. Any Nick Drake songs? Ooh. Man. Let's play Riverman. Let's learn how to play Riverman together, should we? Because it's in 5/4. Do I have to tune my guitar down? Riverman chords. All right, if y'all don't know who Nick Drake is, we're going on a Nick Drake ride. Great singer-songwriter. Ah, so good. A add 9. Is this right? So funny. What is this? Oh, that's so good. Are you kidding me? All right, so I don't know if this is correct. I'm just on the first ultimate guitar thing that came up. So we've got open A, 2 on the D string, 4 on the G string, 2 on the B string. Okay? And now we're gonna jump back and forth between that. And then we're gonna change 2 to 1 on the B string. Right? Ah, it's so good. What did someone just say? Place to be? So good, right? It's funny, now we're getting at the same time Nick Drake songs and Studio Ghibli songs. This is the clearly the channel with the best taste on YouTube. Am I right? I should get a dog or cat. That sounds kind of like it, I guess. It's probably the wrong key. Place to Be by Nick Drake, so good. Saturday Sun, so good. So what is that? How does this go? And then we go to a C7 sus2. What? I think that is right. Bum, ba, ba, bum, ba, bum. Da 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 da. It's something like that. We'll figure this out. So we got. Is this the right key for me? All right, we'll try it. So we got that crazy A chord, open 2 4 2, right? Then we're gonna go to this C7 sus2 with a G in the bass. What? Is that? I don't know if that's right. All right, we're gonna play it C with a B and the 7. So 3A. Let's make it a 9 actually. So 3A, 2D, 3G, and 3B, and then F major 7. So we got. Then back to A. Great song to practice. Oh. Put a little stank on that. Betty came by on her way. It said she had a word to say about things today and fallen leaves. Said she hadn't heard the news. Hadn't had the time to choose a way to lose what she believes. Gone to see the riverman. Gonna tell him all I can about the plan for lilac time. And if he tells me all he knows about the way his river flows, all-night shows in summertime. Man, it is so hard to play in 5/4 and sing. What are the rest of the words? Betty said she prayed today for the sky to blow away, or maybe stay. She wasn't sure, but when she thought of summer rain calling for the mind again, she lost the pain and stayed for more. Gonna see the riverman, gonna tell him all I can about the band. I'm feeling free, and if he tells me all he knows about the way his river flows, I don't suppose it's meant for me. What a vibe, are you kidding me? Yeah, Nick Drake is awesome. So if anybody made it through that, thanks for sitting through me trying to sing and play 5/4 at the same time. Da 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 da. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a great song. Oh, Riverman. Pink Moon, isn't Pink Moon like a wild alternate tuning or something like that? Man, Sean Alone is awesome. Nothing like being alone. Hey, right. Who needs cute girls that are great singers to have a good time? Not me. Just you, boy. And pretty cool that you can basically play gigs for 70 people whenever I want. Yeah, that's cool. Sean Daniel by request. Welcome to the Jazz Club. Yeah. It is not easy to sing in 5/4. So I don't know. When's the next live stream? You having a lot of fun? Thank you, Victor. Trying to go live once a week. I don't know. My schedule is so hectic that I don't know if I can set up like a solid time to always do it like consistently. But I don't know. I guess that would be a reason to have your notifications on, because I don't know. I'm trying to post to Instagram on like a story before I go, which is what I did earlier. So, you know, if you're not into getting like crazy YouTube notifications, maybe just follow on Instagram, because I'll try to alert people when it happens. But yeah, thank you on the Nick Drake. I love Nick Drake. Nick Drake was a huge influence on me earlier. So it's sad that I can't just play those off the top of my head, but play some pop indie. Huh. What's pop indie? that pop indie? It sounded like pop indie, right? What audio interface and mixing software do you use? I use the Universal Audio Apollo 8 most of the time, and I use Logic for most of the mixing stuff. I like the Arturia plugins a lot. I also use some FabFilter plugins and a lot of the stock Logic plugins for sure. I actually was just sent a new Arturia interface. I probably shouldn't say the name because I'm not sure I'm supposed to yet. But the Arturia interfaces are really cool. I would say Arturia and Audient make the best kind of small interfaces that I've come across. And that's all you really need. The Apollo stuff, you know, it's funny, like having relationships where Arturia and Audient and a few other companies like Focusrite, PreSonus have sent me their interfaces. I think the Audient stuff and the Arturia stuff is as good as the Apollo stuff, you know? If I were to start a new rig, I would probably honestly buy an Arturia interface. That Audio Fuse that I did a video with, making some Amy Winehouse songs with Andrea, I thought that sounded phenomenal. And definitely as good as the Apollo stuff, for sure. So I don't know, my interface is a few years old now. It might just be that the DA to AD technology has improved there, but man, the Arturia stuff is awesome, and it sounds just as good as the Apollo stuff, in my opinion. Now, it depends on what your needs are. I kind of need a lot of in and out, because sometimes I do analog summing stuff, and I have outboard gear that I kind of patch in. So it's nice having, like, you know, being able to ADAT in like a bunch of extra tracks for different preamps and stuff. But honestly, man, the Arturia Audio Fuse stuff sounds really good. So I could definitely get by with just that interface, for sure. What are the chords to that last song by Nick Drake? Yeah, so we've got this kind of A sus something. It's basically A major, but 4th fret on the G string. And then I was playing a C9, which is 3A, 2D, 3G, 3B. And I'm getting the root note. It's like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 5. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 5. And then F major 7. Which is just an A minor chord, but with the F in the bass. So all together. C. F major 7. Live streams are great. It will help your channel. Do you think so? It's funny because, like, honestly, I feel like live streams hurt the channel. Like that's never a reason for me not to do them, but like I don't know. The whole YouTube game is so filthy that it's like whatever. But yeah, I definitely want to always go live a lot more, maybe even more than once a week. But the looper pedal is a Pigtronics Infinity 3. I did a video on it last week, and I love it. I absolutely love it. Just because it's the perfect combination of 3 buttons where you can do 2 different parts. Yeah. Definitely for a foot switch looper, my favorite one. The Boss Oxy 505, that is like a hand one that you can use with foot switches, is a different beast. And I might do some more videos with that, but that's definitely more of a production. I love the Pigtronics Infinity 3 just because you plug it in and get going and play songs and stuff that have different parts. Yeah. Which wah pedal do you recommend? Man, I don't have a wah pedal. That's, for as many pedals as I have, it's funny that I don't have a single wah pedal. I've never been a wah guy. I don't know. I almost feel like I would feel like such a poser using wah in my songs. Not a wah guy. I don't know. But yeah. What's good, Justin? What's happening, buddy? Let's play something with delay. Can I even do that? What do we have here? I don't really have a delay pedal hooked up right now. But I know that a lot of the Big Sky stuff you can add delay. Also, Shimmer. Play Selena Gomez. You went offline for some Time Wolves? Selena Gomez, really? Does she have good music? Maybe do a series on setting up a basic to intermediate home studio, cover the basic components. You know, yes, I'm gonna have a video like that coming up soon because Sweetwater wanted me to do something like that. So probably probably sometime this month, I'll have a beginner studio setup video coming out. So yes, that's actually gonna happen. When you say hurt, you're talking about how YouTube assesses you. Yeah, I think, so if you have a video that doesn't perform well, and performing well by their metrics is like click-through rate, average view duration, session time, which we don't have the numbers for session time, they don't give us those. If you have a video that doesn't perform well metrics-wise, it won't deliver your next video. It will deliver your next video to fewer of your audience, if that makes sense. And the thing about live streams is, like, you know, a good amount of, like, there's 66 people right now, that's cool, you know. A good amount of views happen initially, right? So you'll see like a spike of like live views. Like during the live view, a good amount of people watch it, but then afterwards, like nobody watches it, right? Like after the live stream is done, the click-through rate on a live stream video is gonna be like 1.8% or something like that. So YouTube seems to take that data and apply that to a regular upload, and then it'll hurt the following upload, right? Now, all of this is just what I have gleaned myself just from my own analytics. Do they tell you what the truth is? No, they don't tell you anything. As a YouTuber, we get no actual insight to what helps our channel, what hurts our channel. They'll give you numbers that you're supposed to hit as far as like click-through rate and view retention time, and then the opposite actually happens. So that's the frustrating thing about being like a YouTuber, is they don't tell you what you're doing right, what you're doing wrong. It's all just a crapshoot, you know? So I don't know. I always just try to make, that's why for me, like, I just try to make content and stuff that I enjoy making. It's awesome that like there's a bunch of companies that like want to do sponsored videos and stuff. I'm super grateful for that. But relying on like the Google algorithm and the YouTube algorithm to like show your videos to people who have signed up for your stuff is a frustrating experience. So you just can't think that way. So that's one reason that like a lot of the bigger YouTubers don't really go live. You know what I mean? Some of them do. Like some people have like a live stream is kind of part of their whole thing. But like I would say the biggest ones don't, because they know it's gonna hurt them. Or they'll go live on like a separate channel and stuff. But I don't want to like run a separate channel. I just kind of want it to be the main thing. So that's a little YouTube inside talk right there. Yep. You're using the Marty Schwartz looper these days. Oh, very cool. You know, he gave me his delay pedal. I should do a video on that. I love Marty. Marty Schwartz is the man. How do they control limiting how many people can see it? You've never experienced a blackout on a particular video. So a lot of people, some people watch YouTube videos through their subscription page, right? People they're subscribed to, which is cool. That's how YouTubers watch YouTube, is they see who they're subscribed to. But the vast majority of users on YouTube watch on the recommended on their homepage. So while, yeah, you know, the video will still pop up in a subscription feed, some people are subscribed to like 1,000 YouTube channels, so it gets lost. Really, the homepage and suggested up next videos are how most people consume YouTube. So, you know, they don't black out a video, they just don't ever put it on the homepage, or they put it on suggested. And again, all of, you know, your homepage and your suggested is going to be tailored to your viewing trends for the most part if you're signed in. But yeah, they just won't suggest it or the following video next. So, like, I think my suggested videos are down to 14%, where they used to be like 40%, but whatever. Home studio setup, coming at you. And yes, they limit notifications for a new release, so they won't send out notifications. I do know that to be true, because I used to take these, they used to have partner programs where you talk to like YouTube things, and the YouTube actually decides which notifications to send out. So if I go live, maybe you got a notification, right? But if I went live, and then I went live later, and you didn't watch the first notification, they're just not going to send you the second notification. So the notifications are something that's limited. Even if you sign up for all the time, which is very strange to me. But, I don't know. Are you making any more Udemy classes? I haven't. I'm open to it. But most of the new classes that I make are on the Patreon. So yeah, the Mastering the Fretboard class, I thought that class really turned out really well. So definitely check out the Udemy stuff because they're so cheap. They're definitely like the least expensive classes from a YouTube instructor. I'm pretty sure. And I think they, you know, I think they're good. I aspire to your sense of rhythm. Keep sharing, please. Thank you. That's just for just playing a lot, man. Get some percussive nature in your playing instead of, you know, any count. It's called Bojangling. Mr. Bojangles, jangling around. Keeping a steady right hand. And then, you know, once you can do that, then you can kind of bring hits in and out, and then I feel like your rhythm becomes better. Or at least that's what I've noticed. Man of the People, that's right. What are my favorite TV shows, huh? Like currently or all time? That's a tough one. What do I watch? Man, like I said, I don't watch a whole lot of stuff. I was a huge X-Files fan back in the day. Loved that show. I watched Lost. Lost was great back in the day. I watched the heavy hitters, you know, Game of Thrones, pretty sick. At first, Andrea had me watching Outer Banks a little bit. That show's hilarious. If you want a good laugh, watch Outer Banks on Netflix. My man John B. Can you tell me how to remember the 12-bar blues? Well, think of groups of 4, right? First, remember the 4-bar blues. 4 bars of 1. 2, 3, 4. You're already a third of the way done. Then the second bar of 4, 2 bars of the 4 chord, and 2 bars of the 1 chord. So now we're 8 out of 12 done. So now a bar of the 5 chord, a bar of the 4 chord, and a turnaround. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you got 12 bars. Learn them 4 bars at a time. That would be how I would say it. What do you ponder? Oh, what have I been pondering lately? I've been pondering becoming bi-coastal, potentially living half the time in California. That's a pondering that I've been pondering. I like to catch occasional X-Files reruns at night. Yeah, X-Files so good. Love that show. Aw, just giving you your 2 cents. You're a good teacher with your own style. Thank you. Thank you, Surf Bee. Thanks, Mr. Bojangles. Yeah, that's my nickname, Mr. Bojangles. Trained classical for 20 years plus, having problems using a pick after using your fingers for so long, although you can play Sultans of Swing okay. Any advice for me other than practice, practice, practice? So coming from a classical finger style into a pick. You know, I think, man, experimenting with grips, like I said, I think the grip of your pick is something you want to just try to find your grip early and then rock that. And I think probably the best way is to just do arpeggios with that or major scale shapes in an alternate picking way, right? So if we just take like the G, let's take the first octave of G major. That's just all downstrokes, right? G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G. But then if you go down, up. Because I think the whole thing with your pick that is so foreign if you've never done it is this muscle memory, right? This has so much to do, like not even just kind of like floating, but like really your thumb. Like I can't tell you how important this is. Right there. That's it. That's a pick stroke, right? I never thought about that until I really kind of like started really trying to play with feel. Oh my gosh, thank you. Victor, my man, Victor Bradshaw. Can't stay just saying, hey, finishing up lacquering the new Eric Gill. Awesome, man. Always great to see you, Victor. I appreciate you, man. So once you have that little, it's just a real subtle thing. Because if you look at like the tip of the pick, when you just kind of make that thumb bend, see how like minute that is? I think that kind of small muscle memory detail is what's really important. Because at first it's so foreign just having to hold this pick out and you're just kind of just digging in. But once you get really good tone, when you can play with feel, I feel like I'm always kind of just doing that little move, and then you know you can kind of like tremolo stuff. But I think it all comes from just picking. I think that's a great way to kind of like build up the minute muscle memory. Scale shape, or like I said, arpeggios. Like a fretboard spanning one, where you pick every note. Because again, there's like a connection that it makes rhythmically with what you're doing, I think. Is it all right to rest the pinky of the right hand of the body on the guitar while playing? Yes, of course it's all right. A lot of the best players, I think Matt Bellamy from Muse does that, right? He kind of like has that right there to kind of like lock in. I think that's fine if you can make it work, for sure. I don't do that so much. I usually kind of anchor with my palm just because my style is very like muted. So since I have so much muting going on, my pinky anchor would lift my palm up. But man, some of the best players I've ever heard anchor with their pinky. I don't think it's a bad habit. If you can make it work, it's gonna sound awesome, right? Any thoughts on Chopin? I am not educated enough to really have any thoughts, other than the stuff that I've heard is very pretty. I play more acoustic guitar. You have the same problem having studied classical and finished out at the same time, however, no pick. The pick feels restrained, yet it offers expanded strumming and tone choices. I guess that's actually another thing to talk about. Do you need to play with the pick, right? I think ask yourself why you're playing with the pick. Maybe you don't need to. You know, the first... that sounds great. That's just finger, right? You can still get an attack from your nail. And you also get like the added benefit of using some of your fingerstyle chops. So you totally get just a different vibe playing with your fingers, you know? So maybe you don't even need to use the pick. Maybe not. You're gonna do responsible stuff today, but I guess I'll just be picking up the Jazzmaster instead. You're a terrible influence. Appreciate that. Oh my gosh, Victor, $4.99. Thank you for the donation. Love it. Do I ever yearn? Yes, of course. Of course I yearn. I yearn to be back in Malibu with Banana Blondie, which I'll be in like a week and a half. That's where the yearning comes from. A video I did with Banana Blondie. I think me and BB are gonna do a cooking show called Cooking with the Total Idiot. Guess who the total idiot's gonna be? You probably don't need two guesses. See, Aaron's never been able to bond with a pick. That's totally fine. Oh, the Jazzmaster. The only Jazzmaster I have is the Acoustasonic Jazzmaster. So I think what we've learned is I need to buy an electric Jazzmaster, right? Any advice on how to play faster? Play with the metronome and track yourself, because, you know, if you're practicing, you can see, it gives you a number that you're going for. A lot of times you're getting faster without knowing it, as long as you're playing. But yeah, playing cleanly with the metronome would be the faster advice for sure. Let's see. Do you just sit there and yearn? I crave. I wonder if I yearn or if I crave more. Not sure. I probably crave more than I. Is Banana Blondie Kindred's mom? That's no. No, Banana Blondie's not Kindred's mom. We were talking about this because it might have been you that asked that on the video, and I remember BB being so insulted by that, and not insulted because it's like, oh, she's old enough to be Kindred's mom, which she's not. I mean, I don't think. No, she's definitely not. She's insulted because it reflected poorly on her parenting skills. That's so great. So yes, Banana Blondie is not Kindred's mom. Do you ever play any Jason Mraz? Your guitar playing has his vibe. You know, no, I don't. I think, well, I guess no, it's not that I never play Jason Mraz. We've played, me and Kindred have had some Jason Mraz on the set list. Airplane? Is that the name of that song? Yeah, Jason Mraz's a great player. I don't necessarily like a lot of Jason Mraz songs, but Airplane's a cool song. And, you know, I'm Yours for sure. Yeah, we've played I'm Yours before, for sure. I try not to, but sometimes I cave, just because the requests. BB is sick hot. Oh, I know, right? Ian Stitch, what about Stitch? Do you sometimes play with the bearded guy? Oh yeah, that's very good. Yeah, Ian Stitch. He moved though. He lives on the road now, so that's why we haven't seen him in a while. But yeah, Stitch is the man. Stitch Method Guitar, go check him out. He's a great teacher and a great player. Underrated player. Ian's like a great guitar player. Country in Europe that you'd like to visit? Ireland. Never been to Ireland. Love Europe. I was hoping to be back in Europe a lot more. I was hoping to actually work on a job in London, but then COVID canceled that. But yeah, I gotta go to Ireland for sure. So gotta hit that up. Scotland, same deal. I gotta take the train from London to Scotland, because I took it from London to Cambridge, and it's like I don't want to get off this train. It was like the best, most relaxing experience being chauffeured through the English countryside. So yeah, Ireland for sure. Or like, man, Norway. Norway would be awesome. I would love to do that. Yeah. What's up, Ratsa? Good to see you. Yeah, I'm Yours is the same chord progression as a million songs. Do I ever go to the theme parks in Florida? Yeah, for sure. You know, the theme parks in Florida are really great. Like, Disney does an awesome job. It does an awesome job at taking your money, but it also does a great job at just providing like a really cool experience. So we went to, me and Andrea met up with Elizabeth from the Charismatic Voice maybe 2 months ago was the last time I was at Disney. We went to Animal Kingdom there. That was fantastic. They also have a place called Downtown Disney, which is free to go to, and there's just a bunch of shops and restaurants and stuff. I want to play Downtown Disney. That's what I'd like to do, because that's a really cool vibe of a spot. They have Star Wars World and stuff like that. Universal. I went to Universal. Gosh, I guess it's been a year and a half now with my girl Yasmin. Shout out to Yasmin. That was a good time. But yeah, the theme parks are awesome. I've never been to SeaWorld, but the other ones are great. The name Sean does have Ireland roots, right?